In the second video in our series of training videos, I'd just like to spend a little time explaining the very informative and user-friendly features that are available to you when you load a graph. In this case, you can see we still have a blank screen, and one nice feature of your charting program is that the program remembers the last 10 shares that you have looked at. For instance, if we now click to File, you will see here that the last shares that I was working on were Mr. Price, SA Breweries, the JC Overall and Famous Brands. Now let's say that for this particular session I want to load Famous Brands, so all we need to do is click on the name Famous Brands. To make it a little easier, I'm just gonna enlarge the picture and maximize it by clicking on this button here, and bingo, there we've got the entire data available for Famous Brand. The line that I'm going to discuss is this line here, directly below our menu bars. And the first thing you'll see on the left hand side is the short name of Famous Brands, or the company name, as used by the JSE, and in fact this name is also shown in all newspapers. In brackets behind there is the short code as allocated to Famous Brands on the stock exchange. Then it's followed by the long name, or the official name of the company, and here you can see as Famous Brands Limited. It also shows the sector in which Famous Brands is placed, or the share is placed in any other sectors. It tells you what segment of the market it is, which in this case is small cap. It gives you the closing price as it was on the date of your last download. As you can see from this date, the last time Famous Brand the last time we downloaded was on the 26th of March, and the price therefore was as it was on the 26th of March. It also shows liquid. Now liquid actually means whether a share is tradable or not tradable. We have four indicators, starting with highly liquid, followed by liquid, then illiquid, and highly illiquid. The reason for these indicators is to give you an idea whether it's easy to buy or sell a share on the stock market. Any shares that are liquid or highly liquid are the ones that you should be looking for. Shares that are illiquid, you will find that it shows absolutely very little volume at the bottom of the graph, and you will have difficulties either buying or selling shares in that category. Another interesting indicator is on the right hand side. We have got a small percentage figure shown here, and that indicates the percentage growth, or in this case loss, from the beginning of the graph at this point here to the current date, which is at this point here. And it shows the dates from the 11th of April 2008 to the 26th of March 2009, that Famous Brands has in fact fallen by only 5.35%. Now in this case I say only intentionally, because the entire market has come down quite considerably. When the fall in price is greater than 10%, they will show like a little red arrow pointing down, and if there is an increase in the share price, it will show a green arrow pointing up. So by looking at this figure here, you will always very quickly be able to identify how the share has performed over the period that is shown on your screen, in this case obviously from the left to the total to the right. Another very useful feature of this program is that, let's say that you do not know what company Famous Brand is or what kind of company it is. And for this you need to be connected to the internet, but we have already in the program most of the company's website addresses stored, so that if you wish to go to a website of a company, you can quite quickly do so. In this case, we just click on the company website. Now I'm connected to the internet, and bingo, there we got the name Famous Brands, and there immediately is the website of Famous Brands, and you can now find out anything. You can see what the company, the kind of franchises this company sells, and you have all the information at your fingertips about this company. This is an exceptionally useful feature, and we suggest you use it frequently whenever you start looking at a share about which you have very little knowledge. To get back to the program, all you need to do is click here, and you are back to the program immediately. To give you an idea in terms of how much the market has dropped, I now quickly like to bring up another share, or actually it's an indicator, the JSE overall, to show you the difference in terms of that little indicator on the right hand side. And again, because I did look at the JSE overall earlier, you can click on File and bring up the JSE overall. Here you can see the little red arrow pointing downwards. You can see that from this point to that point, the JSE overall, which is the total market, has actually dropped by 32% compared to Famous Brands. As you may remember, it only dropped over the same time period by 5.35%. So in other words, Famous Brands has held itself very well in a market that was actually declining quite rapidly.